Let's be honest, we've all played against man coverage and been totally bagged. It's felt like every receiver was totally covered, and any throw you made somehow got picked off by the defense. In this video, I'm gonna break down all the secrets you need to know to dominate man coverage every single time you see it on the field. The first thing we need to understand with beating man coverage is that every route has a probability it beats man. What that means is that it's not going to beat man every single time, and some routes have better probability than others. Let's look at this corner route right here from Loveland, okay? We're just going to check this out. We're going against man coverage every single play here. It's just random man. And if we run this every single time, you're going to see Loveland gets open to different degrees. Right there, it was a little bit of a contested catch, right? Let's go again. Let's see what happens on this play. This play, we throw it. And this time, he's objectively a lot more open, right? It wasn't really even a contested catch at all. Let's go again right here. And this time, this is actually, he's pretty bagged right there. Do you see what I'm getting at? Every single time we run this, it's going to have a different relationship with how he beats or doesn't beat his man coverage, and not every route is created totally the same. What this means is that, one, we want to have numerous man-beating routes on any given play, because one man-beating route could get bagged at any given time. What I mean by this is, if we look at Loveland right here, let's say he's my man-beating route, well, he's not going to get open literally every time, so I need somebody who I can go to in case he's not open, right? I need a second option. Because right here, this is a much harder throw. And notice that time, if I was on defense right there, I would lose my mind. But also part of this, though, is having more than one option. And also not just making your read predetermined. Notice right there, massive difference, right? This time, this is a pretty, like, this probably going to get picked off, right? Right there, it gets deflected. So we need more than one option. And we have to actually make the read while the play is going on. We can't just decide where we're throwing it before the ball's thrown or before the ball snapped. Why? Because everything comes down to probability when it beats man, and some routes have better odds than others. And if you're getting value out of what we're talking about right here today, if you've learned something new, you should consider checking out my website, civil.gg, where we have over 400 pieces of content designed to help you start winning more games. Right now, there's over 2,000 active members, with 98% of them saying that they've won more games since joining, which that's a pretty good ratio. The link to my website's in the top of the description, and right now with code CIVIL30, you can get 30% off everything we're doing over there that's proven to actually help players win more games. Now, before we deep dive and talk about the best man-beating routes in the game, I need to talk about a concept that if you don't do this, nothing else matters, and it's pass leading with leverage, okay? What do I mean by that? Well, you just saw me complete that ball right there. Let's go right here, and let's throw this. Picked off, should have been picked off, right? You throw that pick, GG's, especially if you're playing against somebody online. What happened right here? I pass led it incorrectly. And what does that mean? Well, you want a pass lead, which is using the left stick where you have leverage. What does that mean? Well, right here, where do I have an open, where's the open grass? That's what I'm trying to see. Where's their openings and where isn't there openings? Well, right here, I would say that green grass is to the right of me, right? There's nobody in this area. So with my left stick, I should be pushing this to the right. Instead, I pushed it to the left, which is a bad pass lead, and allowed these two defenders to make a play on the ball, and they should have picked it off, right? So let's actually show this in real time what this looks like. Pass leading is all about throwing to the open grass, and right here, we're going to pass lead that outside. Why? Because that's where I had leverage. You won't always have leverage on the same route in the same areas. Sometimes it could be down and outside. Sometimes it could be up and outside. Sometimes it could be inside, up, down, right? It could be a lot of different directions, but what we're trying to do is identify mid-play where the leverage is. And guess what? Right there, my tight end wasn't open at all, which is what we're talking about in the first clip, where not every route gets, like, there's no route that gets open every single time. You have to make that read. Right here, where's my leverage? My leverage here is actually just straight up and outside, right? Notice earlier I was throwing it down and outside, or sometimes just outside. Right there again, we're outside and up. Okay, that's important. We have to pass lead it correctly where we want to go, and or where there's open grass. And right here, we have, it wasn't open, but the leverage was technically above into the outside. Let's go here, though. Let's see if we get him open. I'm going to have bad leverage. And again, like, notice how sometimes he's getting open, sometimes he's not. That goes back to my first point. Let's see if we get an open one right here. Right, wide open, wide open. Oh, bad pass lead. Right, we have to pass lead all with the left stick. Just push that left stick, right? We're here. Push that left stick in the direction we want to throw it as we're throwing that ball. That's huge. And it can change based on different routes. Let's go to a slant right here. Let's watch Golden on this slant. Golden has leverage down. It's just straight down, right? That's the only area we had it, and if we got a better throw, we could have caught it. We'll go again a few times. That's where click on catching plays a factor. Now we have leverage just straight outside. Beautiful. Okay, so we keep on going to this over and over and over again, right? Let's see, where do we have leverage? Right here, down and outside. Bang. We're able to throw that. He dropped it. You dropped that on my team, you're cut, by the way. Just so, in case any, just so you guys know. Right here, we have leverage down and outside. And he ends up, if you drop that, I'm sorry. That's a good throw. Like, I will stand by. That's a good throw. Right here, just straight outside. Really easy. What are we doing? Quinn, this is why you got drafted in the 6th round, brother. Right here, where's our leverage? Just straight down. And we're gonna click on catch that. That's more advanced than we talk about, and that we talk about that in some other videos. Let's go here to a zig route. Where do we have leverage? Outside. Pass lead that bad boy straight outside. If you pass lead inside, right, you don't have leverage there. Right, let's show a pass lead inside on this zig. Right, bang, pass lead inside. A lot scarier, right? It comes a lot closer. Okay, so we want to pass lead always to where we have leverage. Where's leverage? Where there's open grass. Right there, straight outside. Notice how different routes can have different pass leads, but also the same route on different plays. Sometimes you have to pass lead different based on what they're doing. Right here, outside, bang. We're gonna hurdle somebody, tried to, and instead I gave golden CTE. That's what happens when you drop a ball on my football team. Now, another way to beat man coverage, and this only makes sense if you had the speed at quarterback to do it, but is actually using a mobile quarterback and getting outside the pocket. Because if we think about man coverage, every defender on the field basically is going to be wrapped into a receiver of some sort, meaning that no one's actually keying in on the QB. So something like this isn't super crazy. Now, what I want to say here is I'm not advocating for you to run around with the QB every single play. Like, not at all. But what I am saying is, though, this is one of the better options that we have at our disposal, and it's a really good tool in our toolbox that we can break out at different parts of the game, especially against man. Notice right here, right, everything's bagged. We take off up the middle. We slide down by tapping extra square, and we're able to get some really cheap yardage. This is also one of the big things with, like, why I love mobile quarterbacks, because they just give an extra dimension to your offense, right? If you have two QBs who are very similar to each other, I prefer the one who's mobile. And to show that against zone coverage really fast, and you just kind of see the difference here. Let's go here. And look at zone, right? Zone's going to sit. Just look at the defenders in the second level, right? Right there, the D-line shedded. That's fine. But, like, the defenders in the second level, they're all kind of sitting, right? Like, they're going to be a lot closer to us than they would be in man. Because in man, they're defending an actual person, so their backs are turned, they're running away. In zone, they're actually looking at us, right? And so right here, they're able to close in a lot faster. All in all, though, I mean, being able to scramble with your QB is a very nice thing. But doing it against man coverage is a really good way just to make the defense have to spy you. If they have to spy you, that's one less defender in coverage, and that means it's going to be easier to pass on them. Now let's talk about some of the best routes at cooking man coverage, because this is, if you want to torch man, you need to be calling the best possible routes. And the first one we're going to talk about is the dig route. This is going to be essentially an in that goes between 8 to 15 yards down the field, and this just does such a good job against man so consistently. We're going to see it gets open all the time, and to showcase what this kind of looks like here in the play call screen, I'm in the gun Y trips, and we're going to scroll down to PA read. With that being said, you see this in route right here, right? This can be found in so many different playbooks. Like, literally every playbook has stock in routes. This is not like a unique route by any means, okay? Let's go find this, or let's go run this a few times. And what makes this a good man-beating route is, remember when at first when I talked about, like, probability, and every route has a probability of beating man? This one wins a ton, okay? It's not going to get open literally every single time, and right there, the defense didn't run man, even though I told them to. But we're going to see that he's going to be able to beat man a lot, very often, and that's what we want. We want that high percentage route against man coverage. And right here, we have Hudson on it, so I don't know how good he is, but I don't think he's the best ever. We'll go here again. You see him consistently winning, right? So that's very, very easy to see. All right, let's move on to the next route that I want to talk about, and we'll actually stick in the same play. We're going to go with a tight end drag. This is something you can hot route on pretty much every play. Wire triangle, select the tight end, down the right stick. This is also important to pair these good routes together, because now, if the probability on any given route fails and he doesn't get open, guess what? You have another route that there's a chance he is getting open, right? So you want to pair some of these good routes together. So we're just going to keep going to this drag for a second. Let's look at the probability of him. We're 2 for 2 right now. Obviously, the better the tight end is and the worse the defender is, the more likely he is to get open. Let's go here again. This time, that man coverage got some. I think that was a robber zone that came down for a second. Let's go here again. Again, you kind of see the idea now. And what's really nice here is that these routes actually work very, very well hand in hand, right? One's going left, one's going right, one's going deep, one's going shallow. I do want to showcase something really fast. where I'm going to do a bad pass lead here on A. I'm going to pass lead him backwards, and that's going to get him closer to the defender. So again, we want to make sure we're utilizing that leverage. Right here, I'm going to go bad pass lead on A. Right backwards, not a good ball. We want to pass lead that outside. Take advantage of leverage, okay? Let's go here again. We have A. We'll go X. Right now, you kind of see how we're cooking a little bit. Let's go to our third route, which is going to be a zig from a slot wide receiver. Let's go wire triangle, select the zig, and we'll go D-pad to the outside. That's going to be a zig route, okay? Now, think about this. That zig's attacking short right, drag's attacking short left, in route's attacking medium middle, and we're able to have 3 routes here that all have high percentage, high probabilities at beating man. So what routes have we talked about so far? We have the dig, we have the drag, and we have the zig. Now, I am putting this guy on a streak right now just because I want him clearing out that area, right? Oh, look at that. We have the zig again, and we're able to get some yards. This also has big rack potential too, so does the drag. We go here again. Look at that. Oh, this time the zig's bagged. Well, that's okay because I'm going to get my eyes up to our other routes, right? Identify one of these that you want to make your first kind of read, and then from there, you'll work around it. Right here. Oh, that zig got bagged again. Well, thankfully, I have another really good route, right? I think even the drag got bagged that time, or it was pretty close. That's why you want numerous man-beating routes on any given play. I hope that makes sense. Like, that's a big deal. Zig actually got bagged again, which Zig's a pretty high percentage route, but he is getting bagged right now. I wonder if there's like a little mismatch right there in personnel. I don't know. But like, if the defender's way better than the receiver, he can get bagged. Right here? I mean, he's just getting bagged consistently. Now he's just getting bagged. He was open the first 3 times, but now he's just getting cooked by whoever's over there. Nice. Go here again. Can my zig get open again? Whatever. We're just gonna keep hitting this in route. The zig is like, that's one of the like OG really good routes at beating man. I don't know what his deal is right here, but whatever. One of my favorites is actually this stock return route. It's on a lot of plays that have like a stick and nod or like some kind of return in their wording. So this return route, it's in the play, stick and nod right here on the right. And this does a pretty good job at beating man pretty consistently. This is only in a few formations in the game though, but it's a backwards zig essentially. And if we watch him, notice how he's going to beat his man or he's going to get underneath him. Now, they literally triple teamed him right there, which is nuts, but he does a really good job. So we could actually do like this kind of pairing with a tight end drag and the return route behind him. Go here. Nice, dude. They're in zone. They're in zone. I literally put run man coverage and the game said zone, question mark? Let's go here again. Return route. He's going to cross that. I mean, they're just in zone. Notice he is beating his man. They're just getting help over the middle. So let's actually do this. One thing to keep in mind is that if you block your halfback, the man coverage guy on him will actually become a zone defender. So now I'm going to send this guy out. Notice right here. There we go. Return route has a high percentage. You just want a good route combo around him. So like right here, I might go drag, and then we might go deep speed out, which is also a great play. And then I wouldn't really worry about what we're doing on the right side right now with the fade and the wheel. That's whatever. But now deep speed out, boop, that's also a really good man beater. So now we're putting good route combos together. On this play, we have 3 really good man-beating routes, right? We have the deep out, we have the return route, and we have the drag. Let's show this return route a few more times. I feel like we gave it a bad representation at first, but like that's a great example of it. The return route's really, really good, but if they triple team him, he will get bagged, I suppose. Return route again gets that inside leverage. Where do we want to pass lead him? Where we have leverage. In that case, we want to pass lead him to the left, right? Let's go here. This deep out, I love against like off-man coverage. So like right here, I love this situation. Such an easy ball. So you can see how we're pairing a lot of things together. And a lot of these route combos should be able to do well against zone as well. Not the specific routes as much, but like the route combos. Right here, able to hit him. Nice little gain of 5 or so. You can see what I'm getting at here. Very, very good. We can even take this to an extreme where let's say we want to, let's motion him out on this. Let's go tight end, oops. Let's go tight end slant here. Now we have 3 routes in the middle of the field that do a really good job at beating man. Zig, slant, return. Tight end slants, also very good. Tight end slants open, outside leverage, able to hit him. That's how we want to attack man coverage. And so those are some of the best routes that if you're trying to beat man, you need to be using these bad boys. Like you have to be. There's no way around it. Well, the wheel got open right there. Halfback wheel's also good at man, just can be a little bit weird sometimes. Let's go one more time. Let's see what we got. Should have A. Beautiful. Boom. Let's lateral it. Don't actually do that. Maybe. Oh, dude, imagine Now I want to talk about some routes that we would ideally like to avoid against man coverage. These are routes that it's not like these can never get open, and in certain situations, like these are definitely like warranted and you want to use them. It's just it's very specific and they have low percentage like likelihood. So one of them is going to be just stock streaks or like seam streaks or like you hot route a streak or something. These will only get open against man coverage in one of two situations. One, they play underneath coverage, so like your streak gets above the man, and they have no help over top, right? Because a lot of man coverage has safety help over top, right? So even if you beat your man, kind of like who cares? Two, if you have takeoff, that can also be really, really good for like stock fade routes, especially if you have like platinum takeoff. That is a difference. But something I see all the time against man is like tight ends on a streak. This guy's not getting open at all. I'd rather have him on a route that can actually have a high likelihood of getting open, right? He might get open one time out of a lot of play calls, so it's like just not really worth it. Or even like a slot streak. It's like there's just better options for this guy to be on than this. And you can even see just in this, it's like, has they really gotten open? That's not the ball you want to throw, but hey, maybe. Now, if you have takeoff here, a little bit different, because a lot of you guys don't always have takeoff right here, right? You have takeoff, beautiful. If not, that's nuts. Okay, so we want to avoid just streaks. Another one we like to avoid is curl routes. These aren't the worst, especially like against off-man coverage, like right here. It's just what I don't like about them is unless you throw them on the break, they just get stolen from you. So like you could throw it like right here. I'd rather just go to a speed out. I feel like it's more consistent for us, and I'd really never throw a curl route in the middle unless like you're gonna throw him right when he turns, like right here. Like if that, and mind you, that's just bad route comp. But like if that's the case, that's okay. I just think there's better, like there's just better, higher percentage routes is what I'm getting at. Again, if you want to time this and throw it right there and have the catch in traffic, you could do that. It's just not my favorite thing in the world, but definitely an option like right on the break. So I mean, this honestly, like right now we're having good success with it, so this might be a little in betweener for you. Just something to keep in mind. Not my personal favorite, but if you could time that throw, it'd be pretty good. Another one I don't love is going to be like just a stock out route like this on EPs. These little out routes, it's like I'd rather just if you're gonna do that, like what part of the field does that attack? The short sideline, right? This out route does. So it's like if that's what we're gonna attack, why not just use a zig route, which is just way better, right? So stock out routes I like to avoid as well. Same with like short ins. Like this in route, I'd rather just do a drag or a slant. It's not like this in route can't get open. It's just I find more success with the drag and the in, or I'm sorry, the drag and the slant, and I find more success with like deep ins. Okay, so part of it is like it's not always about like oh this route never gets open. It's just like percentage wise, we want to optimize to have the highest percent chance. Halfback flat routes suck against man, mostly because like what part of this route would ever beat man coverage? Like, you know what I mean? It's like there's no cut, there's no break, there's no anything. So it's like this route just literally isn't designed to beat man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's not a man beating route. It's just meant to attack the flat. It's a little flat pattern. Same with like swing routes, right? If we look at a halfback swing, which is stock in a lot of plays, like this right here, it's like what man coverage is this beating? Like none, right? So we just want to avoid some of these low percentage routes. Not saying you can never use them, but we want to be very aware it's a low percentage route. We want to be calling them at least for a specific reason. Because if you have this streak on here every single play, and you're trying to beat man, he's getting wasted a lot. And in reality, instead of wasting him, you could put him on a drag, which would be way higher percentage and give you another option to attack man coverage with. Like this right here, have him on a drag. Now they have to respect that unless you get a bad pass lead like I did right there. So let's go again. That's a good example of like pass leading. Boom. There we go. I don't know why that pass lead's going a little behind him. Sometimes that's a little funky with the pass leads, especially with like QB rating. So hopefully next time now, when you go against man coverage, you'll have a better idea of how to actually attack it and how to actually beat it. And if you want full schemes on the offensive side of the ball that are already designed for you to be able to beat man coverage, beat zone coverage, beat match, whatever it might be, my website, civil.gg, is linked in the top of the description. Over 2,000 active members. And right now, we have a cool 30% off code for you, which is code CIVIL30. Use that. You'll unlock everything you need to do to win more games. Link to that again, top description.